Hello friends, welcome to C Sharp Intermediate to Advanced tutorial. Now we are watching final part of the subseries C Sharp Reflection Getting Type Information. Previously we retrieved method name and its return type. Now we will retrieve the method parameters. We will also quickly review all the previous subparts. First, we learned about .NET Reflection and what is assembly. Then we moved on to creating the test class. So this is the test class we are using throughout the example. Next, we talked about the example and how the example was organized to study the reflection and how to retrieve type information. Then we talked about assembly class and how we can retrieve assembly at a runtime. We also talked about how to get attributes set by the user. Then we retrieved all the classes exposed by an assembly. We talked about get types. Get types will retrieve all the classes. Then we wrote show properties function. Show properties, get properties will retrieve the property info. Then we iterate through property info and read property name and whether it is readable, writable or read write. Then we displayed fields, field name and its type. Then in the last video we displayed method name and its return type. Now we will write one more function, and in that function we will retrieve the method parameters and that will give us the method info array. Then we will write a for each loop. Then if you see, get parameters. So previously we are displaying this, right? We retrieved the method info array and we are iterating through that method info. In that itself, previously we are displaying the method name, return type. Now we are making call to method info dot get parameters. This will give us a parameter info collection. So now we are writing one more function called show params, and we are passing this parameter here. And here is the show param function parameters, because it's an array, right? So here inside we are putting one more for each parameter info in parameters. Then if you see parameter type dot name, so this will tell what is the type of each parameter. Then we are displaying the parameter name as well. So if let's take this itself, so it's this itself a parameter, right? So parameter type text box, so parameter type dot name will give text box. Then parameter name is txt. Here parameter name is parameters and the type is parameter info. So likewise we are displaying the parameter for all the methods. So our iteration goes like this. First it will iterate through all the types. So on a DLL or EXE, so that's the assembly, right? So we will retrieve all the type. That means if there are class 1, class 2, class 3, class 4, all classes will get retrieved and we are iterating over it. Then under each iteration we will pass this type, and then we will run a separate loop for property, then separate loop for fields, then separate loop for methods. Then again we are passing the parameters, and for parameter we run one more loop. So right, show params. So this will retrieve all the publicly exposed type of an assembly. Say for example, it will retrieve all the class. Then for each class we will retrieve the property, we will retrieve the field, we will retrieve the method, and for each method we will retrieve the parameters along with its name and type. So that's what here we are doing, right? So this is how you can get the runtime type information. So here is a sample shown how the method parameter we are displaying it. We will see that in the demo soon. Now we will go to the demo. Alright, this is where we left previously. We wrote a method to show all the methods, and if you see from type we are getting the method info array and we are iterating through the method info array. That means inside the loop we will get a specific method. A method may have one or more parameters. So here we are making call to method dot get parameters. That will give us the parameter info, and we are having that here. Then we will write a new function show param. We will pass this parameter array so that this show param method will list the parameters. List the parameters in the sense it will list a parameter name and its data type. Alright, now we will write our final function show all parameters. And if you see here, here this is a sequence number, then parameter dot parameter type name, so this will display the data type. Then parameter name, this will tell name of the parameter. So for example, if I go to test class, we have add number, right? Add numbers takes 2 integer as a parameter, and yeah, so we will just examine one method for a cross reference. Now here I am clicking on retrieve test class info. This time if you see, we are displaying the method name, return type, set parameter. Return type is nothing but it takes one parameter, type is a string, and parameter name is value. Add numbers, that's the method name, returns nothing, takes 2 parameter, both the parameter are integer type, and parameter name is x and the next parameter name is y. So likewise, if you see, this time we displayed all the parameter, the show param function. So these are all the function we return when we are studying this test class info, right? So show params returns nothing, takes parameters, that's the variable name, type is parameter info array. The next param is txt. Txt is the parameter name, type is a text box. So likewise, if you see, we displayed all the information here. If you see, type our assembly, because we are getting executing assembly is DLL. Then we asked for the types, so we have only one type. Then under that test class type, we have properties, we have fields, we have member functions. So that's how we retrieved. So if there are multiple classes, then all this stuff will get repeated for each and every class exposed by the executing assembly. So just now you watched the demo, and this concludes the sub-series getting assembly information as well as types through reflection. In the next video, we will see how to load the assembly dynamically, retrieve a static as well as a member function method, and make a call to those methods at runtime. So alright, we will see that in the next sub-series. It will be a 3 to 4 part sub-series, and that will conclude our reflection study on C#. Thank you for watching. We are concluding this first sub-series, and thanks again. Bye.